Yo, young squad, how we doing today? For the people that don't know me, my name is Young D. Hi, how you doing? If you like videos like this and want more bangers like this, go ahead and subscribe for me and hit that little notification bell. I appreciate the support. And to the people that do know me, I like to say I appreciate every single one of y'all. Right now, we are at 386 subscribers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's mean we're 14 away from hitting that big 400, man. Big 400. So go ahead. If you're watching this video, go ahead and subscribe. Like, comment what your favorite part is. And let's get straight into the video. So, today's video, I'm about to teach y'all all of the mechanics to help you surpass your rank. And if you're unreal, these mechanics will help you go beyond the leaderboards. So let's say you're unreal at 700, practice these mechanics, you about to be unreal 300 or even 200, depending how well you can master these mechanics. Now, not a lot of people out here doing mechanic videos, or maybe there was a mechanic video posted, but now there's new mechanics. So I'm here to show y'all every single mechanic. And if I miss one, well, guess what? I'll make an updated video of the mechanics. So, yeah. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go on to controller settings. Now, I will be honest, I am a console player on PS5, and I'm currently sitting at number 29 on the leaderboards, and I believe I am also the number one, officially number one console player in Rocket Racing. So right now, I got a lot of responsibility to help my console player grind so they can be into the Unreal if you're not Unreal, or Unreal and beyond if you're already Unreal. So, if you're not a console player, I'm gonna show a little time step out front, and we can just go ahead and just skip it to where the actual mechanics. But if you are a console player, make sure you don't skip this part because these can help you. Now, first things first, for a console player, you go to your settings, obviously, right? Boom, graphics. Now, if you're able to have 120 FPS, go ahead and turn 120 FPS on for me. All right. Uh, I don't mess nothing with my brightness. I don't do nothing with my color blind. I don't do none of that. I do turn motion blur off. Now going on to the game options, right? Going right here in Rocket Racing. This right here, screen shake intensity. I have it off. Obviously, I don't want my screen to be shaking when I'm doing something. It's gonna mess up my gameplay. Let's be honest, it's gonna mess it up. Now, out of everything, this also gonna be important. Invert steer method. I have mine on immediate. So as soon I'm upside down, it immediately changes my invert steer method. Now, you might think putting on never will help you, but I did some test runs with it and never actually still messes me up. Unfortunately. Like in Tilted Turnpike, that's where the mess up starts happening. Adaptive triggers, I have it off. If you want to be weird and have it on, can feel the tension in your controller when you're driving. I mean, go ahead, be my guest. But now for this one, I have this off. If y'all don't know what this is uh, throttle forward in air. So basically, when I'm in the air and I press my throttle button, I can let go of my gas, and my car will still be going forward no matter what. It's basically like controller auto run. Now the most important one in the building, your Rocket Racing controls. So you see, everything basically look the same, alright? Everything basically look the same. Got nothing really that changed. My throttle button is R2, brake is L2, jump is X, thruster is X. Now my turbo, you'll see I have it on the right D-pad. That's because I do play on a PlayStation Pro controller, a DualSense Edge to be exact. So yeah, I have my right D-pad bind to my left paddle, and then my right paddle is bind to my jump and my thrusters, right? So other than that, those are the only thing I kind of change for my paddles. My drifting is R1. The reason why I put R1 for drifting, because my right hand responds faster than my left hand. You know, I am right-handed, so it makes sense. So since I'm gonna be drifting a lot, might as well use my right hand. So I'm just spamming my drift button, and you see my air dodge is actually my L1 button. You know, so basically how I have it. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm not on PC, so you really can't see how I put my controller, how I play on my controller. So basically, my right hand is basically the drifting, the turning and all that. But on my left hand is when I do my air dodge. So if I'm air dodging, I press L1 and quickly, flick my left analog stick down, left, right, up, depending what I do. If I'm doing flips, it's all gonna be on my left hand, and then my right hand is basically gonna be the drifting part of the portion. So I'm basically splitting up half of the work for my hands. So you can copy my settings, or either that you can find a bind that's right for you. But one thing I recommend to do the stuff in the mechanic video, make sure your air dodge is a different button than your rocket drift button. All right. Now, I'm not going to say you won't be able to do it, but to, turn it up a notch, because, we're going to be doing air drifting, and even in air drifting, you got to flip. So if you're doing air drifting, right, you're able to hold your rocket drift, but you won't be able to air dodge because you'll let go, you'll flick to dodge with the same button, and at that point, your drift is gone, but at least you'll be able to flip. With this in mind, separating these two, you'll be able to drift, flip, keep your boost, and accelerate it during your gameplay to keep up your speed. And for the people that don't know what I'm talking about, you will today in this nice little mechanic video. And then really everything else is kind of, it's up to you. Yes, I do have my positional tracking on L1. This basically shows, how many races you're in. It shows you who's in front of you, who's behind you. Basically, obviously it shows your position in a race, but, nothing too deep, nothing too shabby. All right. Now that I went over the settings, let's get on to the actual mechanics of the video. All right. So the first mechanic I'm about to show y'all, pretty basic, is going to be drifting. Now, for the people that's watching this, you might say, drifting? I already know how to drift. I don't need to learn this. But the thing is, did you master it? Because if you look up in the high-ranking videos, anybody, you'll see that they master the key of art of drifting. Now, lower ranks is probably doing this, right? Using their analog to just, turn, right? Boom. But the thing is, at this point, don't ever use your analog to drift, alright? That's what the button rocket drift is for. So if you copy my settings or whatever you bind your drift button, that's the button you're going to use. It's going to help you be better. So right now, we're just going to be driving, right? Don't use your analog. And we're just going to click that button, boom. And then you're going to use your analog to straighten out your car. Boom, right? So now, with drift canceling, all I'm doing, I'm drifting. And then since my car was turned to the right, I'm using my analog to the left, and I'm pressing my drift button again, so I'm able to use my boost as drift. So, boom, right? Analog. I'm drifting to the left, which means I'm pushing my analog to the right, and I'm pressing my drift button again, and that will just straighten out my car. So, boom, 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 right? Boom. Now go ahead and practice that for me, because that will lead into the next mechanic, chain drifting. All right. So now we're on to chain drifting, right? Boom. So basically, it's just going to be just like the mechanic I showed you with drift canceling. So like I said, drift canceling, all you got to do is start your drift, right? I drifted to the left. I'm gonna push my analog to the right, and I'm gonna press it again, and that's gonna straighten out my car. So boom, 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 right? So while I'm drifting to the right, so as my car is drifting to the right, I'm gonna push my analog to the left, and I'm gonna keep my analog to the left, and I'm gonna press my rocket drifting button, my drift button again, and you'll see my car will straighten out and turn to the left. And then I'm gonna push my analog to the right, I'm gonna press my drift button again, and you'll see my car drift to the right. Boom, boom. Pretty simple, right? Now, another thing about chain drifting is how to properly use it. Now, you might see it as like a good way to gain boost, but also, you know, if you don't know, the longer you drift, the better your speed will be. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you right now. So I'm gonna drift to the right, and I'm gonna drift to the left, and I'm gonna drift to the right. Alright, boom. Rocket drifting. And then boom. I saw that. If you look at my kilometer meter, you'll see that I actually got to like 800 just by drifting, right? You know, basically when you start with a small little drift, I got to like 800. But then my car speed end up decreasing. So as soon as your car starts decreasing, that's when you want to release your boost. So I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna show you again, and just keep an eye on my kilometer meter. So obviously I'm gonna start up with nice little boost, see the little green meter, boom, I'm at 600, I'm gonna chain drift, my meter is about to decrease, I'm drifting, decreasing again, boom. Ready? Decreases again, boom. And that's how you keep maintaining your speed. That's another thing about rocket racing. You got to maintain your speed, alright? If you're sitting at 570, which is the basic default of rocket racing, what I like to call it cruise control, you're doing something wrong. And somebody that keeps their speed up in the race will be the best player in that race. Now, I'm about to teach y'all air drifting. So right now we can do nice little drift. You see how my car is? Boom. Rocket drifting. Now, air drifting is basically you holding your drift button in the air. And I'm about to show y'all. So usually what people tend to do in outposts, right? You'll see them, they do their race, whatever they doing. Usually I boost. For me, I boost, right? But for air drifting, people just drift. And then look, you see how I still got my drift meter? They land, boom. So obviously for air drifting, all you gotta do, make sure you start your drift. So do a little chain drifting, you know what I mean? Chain drift, and then hold your drift button. And if you hold your drift button and then and then jump in the air, along you holding your drift button, the game still thinks that you're still drifting. So you see, now we're on back at the finish line. And I'm about to show y'all everything that basically this is my recap mode. I'm about to recap everything that I taught y'all, so y'all see it, everything in full speed. Always for here, start up your drift, boom. Start your drift, boom. Look at that. Air drift, right? Boom. This where you want to start chain drifting. Jump up. But if y'all wasn't paying attention, right? Y'all see me, I'll be driving. I'll start my drift, and then I'll cancel it immediately early, right? That's because if you look at my speedometer meter, or, you know, I'm trying to make sure I keep that momentum going. So you see, I'll drift. Now my speed is at 600, and it helped me get to around this just faster. See, boom. I'm about to do it again, right? About to start my drift, boom, and then now I got 700. Keep the momentum. End it again. Oh. I hit the red, but boom. Now the reason why you see me starting my drift and then canceling it, because if you're about to do a long drift, right? Let's say you're about to do a long drift around the corner. The longer you drift, yeah, you're gaining up your boost meter, but also you're going to be at 570, which is cruise control, like I call it. And you know, in rocket racing, you want to be the fastest, right? You want to be the fastest. You want to keep your speed up, right? So that's why you start off with a little boost, and then, you know, you cancel it, and you go right back into another drift. And if you do that, you'll see that you'll actually get around the corner much faster than you would if you were just normally normally drifting like this. So even with chain drifting, boom, yeah, car's at 800, but you know, at that point I wasted some time. Now we're in a map called Riviera. Now that you know about drifting, now it's time for the flips, you know? You might see somebody in your rank out here doing all these crazy flips. Maybe they're doing something like this, you know, or like this. Oh, well. Honestly, you might see somebody do something like that. But I'm about to show y'all basically what they're doing, right? So in order to start a flip, you know, you basically gotta jump in the air, and then they click their left button. Or, I click my left button. You'll see them jump in the air, and then, you know, you might either see them do a little grand slam, you know, flip up, flip right, you know what I mean? If you look at, like, the world record, you know, and the people that are doing world records on these maps, you'll see they do a lot of flipping. Because one thing about flipping is it gives you a hidden speed boost. Like the catch-up mechanic. If y'all don't know what the catch-up mechanic is, it's typically a boost. If you're like so far behind of other people, you get a hidden boost so you can catch up, and it can, you know, bring you back in the race. So now that we're back, flipping shouldn't be that hard. All you gotta do, basically, to start a flip, like I said, you just jump up, air dodge, and make sure when you're air dodging, you're flicking the direction you want to go. So if I want to flip right, I'll jump, flip right, boom, just like that. Want to go left, jump, flip that. All right, well, now obviously flipping is not too hard. You know, it's just the way how you flip. That's probably going to make it hard. All right, so now let me do it again. Boom. I'm drifting. I did not touch that. Look at that. Boom. Might see someone do this. Flip. There you go. Flip. Flip. Boom. Now, that's another thing you don't want to do, alright? Make sure if you're flipping, you're still using the direction that you want to flip. If y'all didn't see there, what I end up doing, I did this, I jumped up and I flipped up. Obviously, in some maps you want to do that, but I kind of want to keep the flow. So basically I'm a drift. Even though I'm looking to the right, I'm flicking to the left, you know what I mean? Your car is still going to flip the same way as it would do if you're facing straight. So if I'm facing straight, boom, flip left. See, car's facing straight, boom, I'm flipping right. So now, if I'm drifting to the right, and now my car is like this way, right? Guess what? Boom, still flipping left, boom, still gonna flip right. Now remember, you only can flip once until you land on. Once you land on the ground, you'll be able to flip another time. But if you're like, let's see, I'm in the air, I flip. See how I couldn't flip again? You only can flip once. So make sure when you flip, make sure you know exactly where you want your flip to be. Oh, look at that. Skills, pay the bills. Alright, so now we're about to learn about tilting. And funny thing is, we're in a map called Tilted Turnpike. So, you know, the best duo out there. So basically tilting is going to be plain and simple. Tilting is basically you, like once you're in the air, right? You know, if you use your analog to aim down, this basically what is going to happen, right? Now let's say if I add a jump, I'm jumping, boom. So basically for tilting, all you want to do is when you're in the air, to get further, you just tilt up. And you see how I'm making it? And also you put some jumps. Put some jumps in the middle of it. Alright? Now I'm about to go to the next part of tilting. Boom. Tilt up. Boom. Look. I don't even have to use my jump. Alright? Now here's a big one. You're gonna tilt. You keep on tilting. Boom. Aim down. Your car's gonna just, you know, basically start doing suicide dive. You don't want that. You do not want that. Right? If I aim down, my car doesn't go down. If I just aim up, boom. Look at that. Now if you really know how to use tilting, you won't even have to be able to use a boost. You can actually save a boost if you wanted to. I'm about to do everything I just said right here in this video. So boom. Right? Flip. This is the basic foundation of Tilted Turnpike. Drift, flip. Now, one thing I will, I'm gonna have to make another video about inverted drifting. Or not even inverted drifting, just driving upside down in general. Alright? Boom. You know, people in my lobby that do this, you know, they flip and hold their drift button to keep that drift. Yep. That's me basically using the foundation of what I just told y'all. Now you see how that kind of look a little bit more advanced? Hey. Just like what I did in Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. To Jaden Smith, that might seem useless until he actually using that real fight, then it was all useful. Basically, these are the Unreal mechanics. Yep. That's what I'm gonna call this portion of the video. Unreal mechanics. You know, you might start a little drift, start chain drifting. You're gonna jump up, land. When you land, you saw how it got boosted. Boom, and then boom. And that can lead into the next race, right? Now, obviously, y'all see that is way faster than me just, you know, basically using the tilting mechanic, or even being on the wall and driving. So, as you can see, I got a boost, right? So I'm gonna start my drift. Drifting, we're drifting. Look at that. You see how it boosts up to 1,000? I can quickly, easily get past Tilted Turnpike just like that. Now, I got another boost in chamber. We're about to do it again. The main point of rocket racing is making sure you keep your speed up. So if you can master that technique that I just did, you already just gonna be higher. You're basically gonna be the better person in your race, bro. Cause ain't nobody's doing this. So I'm gonna do it again, right? We're drifting, chain drifting. Make sure you get a nice little good drift. I'm gonna use it. Boom. 11:26. Skip that. Go ahead and just do that, and then I'm on to the race. Off to the race. So basically, essentially, what I'm gonna do. Boom. It's this. Keep going. Might do a little flip. Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that, right? That little sonic wave? Yeah. That's the Dusk Dash. That's another Unreal mechanic. So basically, I'm gonna show you what the Dusk Dash is, right? So basically, as soon as I hit the boost, right, I end up jumping up, and I quickly, you basically gotta, as soon as you jump up, you gotta slam down on the ground, right? So I'm gonna do it again, right? I'm gonna start it up. It's gonna be hard for me to slow it down because everything is hitting speed boost after speed boost. Boom, 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 flip, and then slam down. Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time before I go into the very final mechanic. Boom, boom. I got the speed. There we go. I did it. And then you go off and you're off to the race. Slingshot mechanic is on the way, right? So boom, boom, boom. You're drifting. You go into the tunnel, and then boom. That right there was a slingshot mechanic. See? So obviously how I have my controls, right? Let's go back to what I said about settings, right? We're gonna go back right into, I believe it's right now. Should be in game options then. Right here. So I have invert steer method as immediate, which means as soon as I'm upside down, it immediately flips my inverted controls. That's why I can have it left is left, right is right, instead of right being my left and left being my right, yada yada, right? So basically, essentially, what I'm doing is before I exit out the tunnel, once my car leaves the tunnel, I'm dodging the opposite the way of I'm drifting. So like I said, my left is left, right is right, so I'm driving, boom, boom, boom. I'm drifting to the right, and then I air dodge to the left. And then that gives me like a nice little hidden speed boost, as you can see. Look, I'm off to the races already. Alright, young squad, so this is a clip of me hitting a slingshot mechanic in Curvy Canyon 2. Sorry I wasn't able to do this while I was recording, because I was actually struggling while I was recording. And I didn't think the mechanic still works after the new update. But obviously you see in this clip, in this video, it means the slingshot mechanic still works in Curvy Canyon 2. Now to use it in Curvy Canyon 2, you gotta make sure you have one boost available, at least one boost, right? So you see I'm drifting into the tunnel. As soon as I see the first booster pad, I jump up and I land on it and I hit my first boost. Remember what I said about boost? If you do anything on top of a speed boost, you get another hidden speed boost, which helped me accelerate my speed to 1400 to 1500. Now I'm gonna show this one more time, and the next one's gonna be break it down. I jump up, hit the first booster pad. That's when I use my speed boost, and after that, I'm just off to the races. Now I did hit the red. You do not want to do that for obvious reasons, because people will catch up to you. Now remember when I said before, when I said if you do anything on top of a booster pad, you get a hidden speed boost? That's exactly what I did. So once I exit out drifting, I make sure I jump up and hit the first booster pad, and you will see me speed right out of here. And in me essentially adding more to my speed, you'll see that I exit out of the tunnel at 1500, and I do the slingshot mechanic, and I basically skip the whole tunnel. So I'm gonna play the rest of the video, and you'll see for yourself. Alright, so as you see, I took a little freeze frame right here at this point in the video. Now look at everything that I'm doing, right? My boost is my speed is at 1,494. It eventually gets to 1,500 when I exit the tunnel, but soon it hits 1,500, it immediately drops right back down. So right here, this is the best case scenario for you to do the slingshot mechanic. Now, like I said, to do the slingshot mechanic, it only works on inverse tunnels, and you gotta air dodge the opposite way of you drifting. So in this case, in Festive Falls, I was drifting to the right, which meant I had to dodge to the left, air dodge to the left. And now, right now, my car is drifted to the left, which means I have to air dodge to the right. And if you do everything perfect that I said of how to do a slingshot, you will see your car do a nice little flip. You get a hidden speed boost, and you can skip this portion of Curry Canyon too, as you'll see once I play the rest of the video. Now I know, low key, it was kind of sexy looking, bruh. This is Rocket Racing, and we only in season 0 of Rocket Racing. Season 1, there could be an even crazier mechanic that people gotta jump on to get ahead of the game. Alright, now before I end the video, I decided to play this full clip because not only I showed it for y'all, but this is my best showcase of myself of doing the slingshot mechanic perfectly how it was intended to be. So let's sit back and relax and watch this at full speed. Alright, young squad. Before I even end the video, I know this was a long one, but hey, I went in depth of every mechanic that's in the game of Rocket Racing that I know about, because I know the top players, they like to keep some things to themselves. You know, if I discover them, I might have to release that information. But right now, for the people that's ready to practice on their own time and grind their ranks, you know, hopefully I help y'all get unhard stuck out of each rank y'all were in, whether it was bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, elite, champion. Maybe this video help you hit unreal. Hey, like I said, for the people that actually wanted to practice, Godspeed to you all. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you know, because you never know. If there's an updated mechanic, you know your boy definitely gonna be posting it. And to the people that see this and is like, bro, this is Rocket Racing, I'ma quit the game now, bro. It's not even worth it. One thing I can tell y'all is don't get into that mindset. Do not get into that mindset. We're only in season 0, and these mechanics can easily be learned if you just put the time into them. Because you're missing out on a fun experience where this game could be, you know, maybe we can have sponsorships, you know, maybe Fortnite tournaments, maybe, you know, Epic Games and Psyonix combined, and we get, you know, a Rocket Racing championship series. I don't know. We don't know where this game will gonna be taken, but you just know it starts right here with the community. You know, one thing I wish I would have done back in the day, you know, back when Fortnite was very, you know, popping, I should have told myself I should have practiced builds more. I should, you know, when Playground came out, that's when I should have started practicing. But for me, I ended up taking the game way too fun, and honestly, I wish I didn't take it as much fun. I wish I would have seen the competitive side, because I played Fortnite basically like every single day, just like how everybody was in Chapter 1. But when the competitive starts arising, oh my gosh, man. I basically got left behind. Everything that people learned in chapter 1, I was learning in chapter 2. Everything people learned in chapter 2, I was learning in chapter 3. I was always behind, and now at this point it affected me, you know. I'm not saying I'm a big pro player, but I did like to play in you know, console tournaments, you know, show out for my own console, and you know, I'm always a win away short, or I'm not getting enough kills, or it's either, you know, I'm not winning and I'm not getting enough kills. I was just never able to compete. So once I saw Rocket Racing came out, one, I got the mindset. I was like, oh my god, this is like Speed Racer. I always wanted a Speed Racer game. Yada yada yada. I gotta grind. I gotta grind. I gotta grind. Now, did I believe I was able to make it to the top 30? Hey, as the number one console player in Rocket Racing as well? No, I did not, but it's just that mindset that I kept. I was like, I gotta practice, I gotta practice. You know, if you want to get better, you gotta practice, you gotta practice. Put that time in, put that time in. You know, et cetera, et cetera. So, hey, man, if y'all want to quit the game, hey, be my guest. I don't know. I guess y'all could go ahead and play some Fortnite Festival. Fortnite Festival not sweaty, or y'all can even play Lego Fortnite. Lego Fortnite not sweaty. Um, or I guess you can go back to Battle Royale. But for the real people who want to see Rocket Racing succeed, you know, and want to enter those official Fortnite tournaments, and you know, make this game into a career, you know, and live life and live our longest dreams to be a either it's a Fortnite content creator in general, a streamer, you know, anything involved with gaming, it can all start right here at Rocket Racing. If you don't have a future in Battle Royale or, you know, any other game modes, you know, it can start right here in Rocket Racing. And that's the mindset I have right now. So after I'm done posting this video, guess where I'm about to be going? Right here in Rocket Racing, practice some new routes, learn some new tricks, you know, etc., etc. Anyways, Young Squad, that's it for today's video. Hope you like it. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more bangers like this one. Also, there's an updated mechanic that we need to know about. I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know. But anyways, Young D is out of here. Deuces.